Back, growing number of Americans are looking at any way to be spared the pain, misery, poverty that is sure to come from the socialists being in charge in Washington. Some are so eager to never live under socialism that they prefer to leave the Union if we become the socialist states of America. But what would that look like? Joining me now is Texas State Representative Kyle Biederman. He's proposed that Texans be allowed to weigh in on the question of a Texit. Some are saying that if Texas votes to secede, that it means war. Representative, what do you say?
Well, Chris, thank you very much for having me on. And again, hi from the great state of Texas. This is not about war. This is about a dialogue. This is about the opportunity of the people of this country to be listened to. And I, first of all, just want to tell everybody that is concerned about what's happening in our federal government, concerned about our Constitution, that loves America, God-fearing people. I want to tell you, thank you for standing up, because that's what it's going to take for us to be able to be heard. And our Constitution guarantees us that right, that privilege to be able to bring our grievances to our federal government. And so this is not about war. This is not about actually seceding from the United States. This is about the beginning of a process, an act, just like Brexit. Brexit was a vote by the people.
Okay.
And then 5 years of a process.
Right. I'm going to get to that in a second, because, and you're right, there was no bloodshed when the UK left the European Union. If, let's say you get this initiative passed in Texas and the people of Texas vote and they say in the majority, we want to secede from the Union, where do you go from there?
Well, that's the beginning of the process. In fact, the bill will state the question: do we want to have the right to be an independent state? And so after that question is answered yes, then the process begins. And that process is committees set up by our Lieutenant Governor, by our Speaker of the House, by members of the Senate, the State House, and others. And we address all of the things that it would take to be able to be an independent nation, an independent state, a Republic of Texas. And that process will take 2 years. That's laid out in the bill. And in that process, the people will be able to make their grievances heard, and we will determine whether it's feasible for us to leave the Union. And we really believe from the research that we've done for many, many years that that would be a yes.
And then you would, of course, talk about divvying up resources that belong to the federal government, military installations, all that. Correct. Now, the Brexit vote, as we already alluded to, the Brexit vote, the UK left the European Union, and critics of your proposal will say, well, the reason why the UK was able to leave is that they were their own nation. But what these critics forget is that so too at one time was the state of Texas.
Well, that's right. But that's not the only reason. Our Constitution tells us that that the people are the one that can bring their grievances. And when those grievances are not considered or not satisfied, then they have the right to come against that tyrannical government. That's in our Constitution. But again, that's what the 2 years is going to be about, for us to talk about these things. And again, it's not going to just be Texas. Your guest before me was talking about Convention of States, Article 5. Well, all these things are going to be happening at the same time. And we've been getting so many responses, positive responses from other states, people in other states. So other states will want to join what we're doing, because the majority of states are not happy with the federal government.
So just so I'm clear, are you hearing from elected leaders in other states who might want to put a similar referendum in their states as well?
Yes. The difference is Texas has so many benefits that a lot of other states do not have, besides our independent spirit and the way our state was formed, and the fact that we're 95% privately owned land. That's not the case in most other states. But also our natural resources. We have our own grid. We have our own gold depository. We have so many things that other states don't have. But Texas can lead, and these states can join with us and make our grievances heard in a stronger way. And that's what's so important.
Representative Biederman, Kyle Biederman, in the great state of Texas, sir. Appreciate the time here on the Chris Salcedo Show. We'll talk again. Keep us posted on what's going on. Big tech censorship and unhinged Democrats, folks. How do we progress from here? We'll discuss that with our political panel next on Newsmax TV.